I've been designing homes for 15 years. Today, I'm going to give myself 30 minutes. We're going to see if ChatGPT and one of its GPTs can actually produce a home a lot faster than I can. Should I be scared? Maybe. So, let's find out. All right, so to set up the parameters of the game we're playing today, no backtracking, hard stop at 30 minutes. Also, I have not played with this particular GPT before. Fresh off the boat, I have no idea what we're doing. We're going to use Architecture AI by Yimbyland, AI architect for designing beautiful buildings, and we're going to just see how this goes. All right, so as we dive into here, let's just lay out the groundwork in terms of what my dream house would be. I don't know what it is about primitive nature, but I love the H.H. Richardson Romanesque style and just how heavy the stone is, and just feels like an old castle. Most people would call them freaky, but or just like haunted mansions, but I think they're pretty dang cool. And so mine is going to be stylistically Richardsonian Romanesque, and I want it as authentic as possible. So let's dive in. Let's start the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Starting the chat. Architecture AI. Help me design my dream home. Says, I'd love to help you design your dream home. I need a little bit of information. Location, setting. Oh, so it is wanting to know a little bit. A style and aesthetic. I want a Richardsonian Romanesque house as authentic to the style as humanly possible. I want 4,000 square feet on the main level with all of the basics, including a large kitchen. I want a living room. I want a dining room. I want a nice little sunroom sitting room on the back side of these things so it feels really light and bright, along with a little breakfast nook, which is always the most complicated thing to get to any given plan, but I'm not supposed to be bringing my expertise to it. I just should be telling you everything that I want. Also, a primary bedroom, master bedroom, whatever you want to call that, with a beautiful master bath. Also with a really nice sitting room that has windows and a turret that actually looks out to a really cool view towards the mountains. Now, once again, this needs to be H.H. Richardson Romanesque style, and I'm pretty curious to see what you produce. Okay, so what's the next steps? How do we actually start this sucker and produce this?
Well, the next steps would typically involve getting an architect or designer to
create. The architect. Well, aren't I in the architect AI GPT?
Oh, absolutely. In that case, you're in the perfect place to start visualizing everything. We can refine all the details of the design, and if you want, I can help create a super detailed description or even imagine some visualizations of the exterior and interior. Just let me know if there's anything specific you'd like to tweak, or if you want to dive into more details.
Okay, that isn't helping. Okay, there it is. Am I in? So I'm still in here. How do I design my dream home? Architecture AI. Please produce floor plan. Great. Based on your description, here is the proposed floor plan. It's giving me text. It's not giving me a floor plan. It's giving me a programmatic list. Not helpful. But it did give me a home gym. Would you like me to generate? Yes, I would love a visual diagram of the floor plan layout. I would love a visual diagram. Okay. So here's one of the tricky things with what we're doing right now. Most of the time when I do designs, I typically start with massing first, so I can stylistically understand the parameters and how I'm doing the floor plan. This is doing floor plan out design, so I guarantee the house is going to be totally ugly. But as of right now, it gave me a diagram, and the diagram is almost like a text diagram. It looks like, I don't know what it is. I don't know how to interpret what I'm looking at right now. Great little fireplace. Seriously, this is completely stupid. Yes, please polish. It says, would you like me to make it in? Yes. Transform it into a polished CAD style layout or furniture? Yes, please. Please polish. And turn into a CAD plan set. Yeah, it's not going to do it. This is going to be a complete joke. Okay. Import the plan layout. Start in CAD software. and draft wall layout exactly as text diagram. Wow, if we did that and followed these instructions. Seriously, this is stupid. I think everyone out there who designs homes, your career is safe as of right now. Maybe I'm just an idiot and actually can't prompt this thing right, but this literally, it makes no sense and would be the dumbest home on the planet. Can you create a prompt I can put into Mid-Journey to create a legitimate floor plan? Let's see what this does. Absolutely, here's a Mid-Journey. You know, that's one of the most irritating things about AI right now is it's so enthusiastic about being completely incompetent. Oh, this is gonna be funny. This is gonna be really bad. I can already tell. Here's the prompt. Copy. Explore. Generate. Prompt. Craft. Explore. Create. Oh, there it is. Wow. This is terrible. Okay. At least it's a floor plan. Hell, based on everything that we just talked about, let's look at these, shall we? The most legible one, I mean, like, this doesn't make any sense because they include an elevation with a floor plan. I don't understand what this sideways turret is in a... I can't even describe it. I feel like I'm eating mush combined with razors. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Makes no sense. This is the only one that slightly makes sense. So let's pull it up and actually look at it. Okay. This says rooms of your... I have no idea. Okay, so you walk in to the house. First off, the doors are swinging in the wrong direction. I don't know what those are supposed to be. And I'm assuming those are supposed to be windows there and windows. But right now it looks like... So you're telling me I walk in and there's a dining room. So I walk in, I see a dining room, and off to my left and to my right are two staircases that go up into a living room. It's not the worst thing, but it is a little bit weird. I don't see a 3-car garage anywhere. And then there's this big sitting... Is that supposed to be the master bedroom? Where's the kitchen? Does anyone out there... Can anyone out there please interpret this for me? This is like a kindergartner actually has a real talented drafting hand, but zero knowledge on the actual thing they're doing. I guess that's the biggest problem with all this, right? It's the lie of appearing proficient. It's almost like complete sales bro. Look at this floor plan and snake oil salesman throwing you something that actually looks legitimate from the outset, and then when you go into it and start analyzing it, like, holy cow, this doesn't make any sense at all. Like, there is no kitchen, it's just a series of rooms that actually don't make any sense, and you can't even get into that room. Where's the toilet? This is like a sideways toilet right here. Sideways toilet built into the wall. Looks like they built in a sofa. It has a nice curved front. And a fire pit rather than a fireplace? Oh, this is bad. I think we're... Okay, let's just go with this one. I don't know what it is, but let's go with it and see what sort of elevations it can produce. 10% complete. Waiting for chaos and foolishness. Oh, what's about to happen? Nope. 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 First of all, that's not an elevation, that's a 3D rendering. So that's not useful at all. And also, wow, that's not great at all. This is your standard McMansion. congratulations, ChatGPT, on producing your standard mansion. This has actually nothing to do with the Richardsonian Romanesque style. And nothing. Actually, that's slightly better. Okay. Well, it's not my dream house, but nice try. Oh, I am disappointed and rejected. I guess this is what happens when you pay $125 for a floor plan. I wonder what happens if I go to I don't even know what to ask it anymore. I can't go backwards. Can you also create prompts, generate interior and exterior renderings? Okay, there we go. Copy it. Let's put it in. See what happens. I can't. This is so stupid. That's less horrible, but still, if I refine the details on that one, I could probably turn that into something. Not the worst thing in the world, but they're all still just McMansions. This actually is probably the most convincing of the three, and it looks like it's on a standard 3rd-acre lot. I should have said I want it on 5 acres. Okay. Here's the next one. I'm scared again. This brings up a really good point, though, in terms of how much absolute trust that people have when they hire me or any design professional to actually generate for them their dream home. And that's one of the reasons why it's so expensive, is because we actually have talent and Midjourney does not. I would love to see where this exists in the house. It's okay, that's cool, but where? Okay, I think we're almost done. I've got to get these rendered and then we can do my presentation. Copy. Let's get the rest of these renderings done. Then presentation coming up of what AI told me my dream house was. So the one thing that we're missing right now is the fact that ChatGPT and Midjourney aren't going to give me a presentation of the house they designed for me, whereas that's what I would do for a typical client. Is we would assemble the floor plans and the elevations and 3D renderings and all that type of stuff and say, here's what our proposal is for all the information and programmatic requirements you gave us. Voila. It takes weeks and months to actually produce, and this did it in 30 minutes. But I could still produce something a lot better in 30 minutes than what this did. All right, now for part 2 of our wonderful 30-minute dream home design by ChatGPT and Midjourney. I'd like to start with the floor plan and how much I love the various aspects of what's going on. One of my favorite is how we have a sideways toilet inset into the wall. I think that's really cool. I'm still a little bit curious how to sit on it, but I guess we'll find out. The builder's gonna have to be really talented. Okay, so then the other features I love about this house are the fire pit in the living room. And so two transitions, or a transition from my I'd probably call this the den to my living room, is this really cool turning vestibule door. Oh yeah, that's gonna be sweet. I feel like I'm walking into a store every time I go into my living room. And I think this is supposed to be a hot tub. I think they did a pretty decent job on the kitchen. I'm still trying to find out where it's at, but I'm sure if I could find it, it would be good. But I think that's probably my favorite thing is the kitchen that I can't find. And I think we just wanted every single invented arch to be applied to the house, because that's cool. More is more. So I would like to come now to what my opinion would be my favorite room, the breakfast nook and sunroom. Actually, I'd design that. I would sit there. This is one thing that AI actually can do pretty well, is generate some interior images of wonderful spaces to sit. The light, the ambiance, the overall feel of it. There's something about an emotional response that this really does elicit. So anyway, not bad. I just don't know where on earth on the floor plan it exists, but it's great. This is my kitchen. Once again, I don't know where it exists because it's the hidden kitchen in the floor plan, but no more comment. And finishing off with the primary bedroom, where once again we decided to include every single arch on the planet where we have 3 centered, half round, 3/4 round, and a Gothic, meaning a pointed arch. So I especially appreciate the ability to not have to open a door when I have to use the loo, because everybody wants to hear everyone else in the bathroom. Yeah, other than that, that is my dream home. So looking at all of these images, what I am left with is this sense that I've got a snake oil salesman in front of me, or a 5-year-old who has crazy skill in producing stuff that looks legitimate that actually isn't. And it's interesting because how much knowledge you need to comprehensively think about everything that goes into a home design takes an immense amount of experience and knowledge, and then problem-solving processing power. It is not an easy design exercise, and right now, AI, you can't do it, pal. So with my dream home AI generated for me, is it livable? Is it beautiful? Is it buildable? No, no, and no. So at the end of this particular exercise, what did it do good? What did AI do bad? The reality, what did it do good? It's really good at rendering things photorealistically and giving us an image or idea of a thing. What does it do not so good? Well, it can't create floor plans that have any sort of logical coherence, and it can't create elevations that relate to those floor plans or generate a 3-dimensional model of those floor plans. So that's what it cannot do. But who knows? In the future, it might. And guess what? We're going to keep trying. Follow us along on the journey, and we'll see how it goes in producing my particular dream home that actually might someday have a kitchen.